Hello, I hope you can hear me. How are we all doing? Sorry I didn't get to you earlier on in the week. Things have just been a little bit hectic, and sometimes when I get to 9 o'clock at night, as it is for me, my brain just doesn't want to work. So I don't know how Lindsay does it. I really don't. She needs a medal. Anyway, let's say hello to who's here. Now, Margita, if you've been waiting around for over an hour, well, that's dedication. Lovely to have you here. Hello, everyone from beautiful blah, blah, blah. Days are getting colder and more windy here. Autumn is around the corner. It's getting a little bit cooler in France as well, albeit today's been very nice, but it took a little while getting there. We've had a couple of days of a little bit of rain as well, so that's cooled things down somewhat. Now we've got Rona. Hiya. Lindsay may be able to join us now because she's traveled across from one side of Canada to the other. Now, is it that way or is it that way? I have no idea. I think it's, as you look at the map, she was here and now she's going over here. So they're in Calgary and they flew from Toronto. Who knew it was over a 4-hour flight from one side to the other? Goodness me. And they've been to see the venue because the final workshop of the North American tour starts tomorrow. So that's very exciting. Not that it's the last one, but it's very exciting that we've that it's all happened. So that's brilliant. But yes, and because it's a different time zone as well, I think that they are 9 hours behind us. So it should be 1 o'clock in the afternoon over there. So Lindsay may pop up and join us. She may not. She may be just stuck with me. Sorry about that. There's Jeanette. Hi from France. There's Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne. There's Therese. Hi, Therese. Oh, Stella, it must be very early for you. I do feel sorry for you. And there's me whinging about can't get on the telly at 9 o'clock at night. And you must be up at something like stupid o'clock of 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I shouldn't have anything to whinge about, should I? Hello, Nina. Lovely to see you here again. Lovely to meet you in person yesterday. So yeah, that was really awesome. I really had a nice time chatting to you. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. How is everything in Burscheid? Have I said that right? Regards to the rest of the family and the herd. So Karen's the place where we went and did our Germany workshop. Today I was on Hoof Tour and I met so many people who were interested in the natural references of hooves and what that means holistically. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? When you get these little nuggets of information, well, after 3 days, it wasn't nuggets, was it? It was like a mass of information, which everybody in Calgary is going to be getting tomorrow or the start of. It's interesting, isn't it? And it's so lovely that people that come to see us and make all of that effort, whether that be traveling many hours by road, by plane, by train, all of those things, they go away feeling much more confident, educated, but sometimes quite frustrated as well. And that frustration may be because the tools aren't doing what they want them to. The important bit, though, is having the knowledge and knowing what's right. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. I'm going to talk about the challenges later a bit more as well. So yeah, great to have you with us, Karen, and hope to come back and see you next year. That's great. From Jeanette Karen. Ulrika, we met in Germany too. Hi, Ulrika, but Ulrika's been following us for many years. I'll try to listen in the shower and the hairdryer. Well, there's an image that's in my head, Eureka. Pia, evening from Finland. Evening, Pia. It's me with sleeping puppy recovering from an upset tummy. Oh dear. I remember upset tummies with German Shepherds. It's something that they're prone to a little. I have to say, Pia, I'm not going to preach, but I have to say a natural diet is the key. So lots of meat, raw bones, maybe a little bit of juiced up vegetables. That's how I've been feeding my dogs for over 25 years now, I think. Yes, and it really does help. It really does help. Private message me if you want more information. Also, send me a puppy pitch. Instead of saying, "Oh, poor puppy, hope he's all right." It's something that puppies do, isn't it? They go out and eat something, and it just disagrees with them. Oh, thanks to the cats feeding him mice. Oh, he's better now. That's good. Hi, Tracy. Good to see you here, Tracy. Tracy's one of our students. Jeanette, suggestion for subject of tonight. There have been questions and confusion about measuring heel heights on the group. Perhaps a good idea to clarify this subject. I'm not going to go into it in great detail. The only thing that I would say is, number one, you've got to learn how to trim to the hard sole plane. The only time that we end up using measurements to help people understand is when there's compaction. Now, this is not something, dealing with compaction is not something that you can do without professional assistance. So I'm not going to go into the measurements, but Jeanette, you're absolutely right. It does cause confusion, which is why we talk to people individually when there is compaction. Okay. And that's really to stop people going and getting it wrong and misinterpreting what we're saying. Okay. So for a live, we have to, let's go back to the past. In the past, obviously we've said that the long toes, the toe should be on the ground. Of course it should. Of course it should. But when we end up having osteonecrosis and the toe starts to go up in the air, there are occasions when we need to reduce that for many reasons. That may be for boots. That may be maybe there's a bit of a crack there or stuff like that. But we don't want to hinder those all-important feedback mechanisms. So because we said you want to leave the toe, everybody left the toe. But then when it came time to trim the toe, nobody trimmed the toe. So people are taking it out of context somewhat, with the best will in the world. So we have to be careful, don't we? We want to give people as much information as possible, but we have to be careful. We do. So yes, but I like the idea, and we do like that everybody is seeing what's going on out in the world. It was quite interesting. I saw a post the other day, and it's really interesting how people in the world can put out diagrams with images over the top, and they are anatomically incorrect. Now, I'm not saying that we don't draw, and I'm not saying that we don't put pictures and overlay x-rays and all of those things, but they are anatomically correct. I could, and Lindsay put up a post today in the public page. I could draw and have it that a pig has got wings and it can fly. Well, anybody can do that. But what you've got to do is prove what you're saying is right. So, yes, the drawings that Lindsay does on her, it's not rocket science. They are right. With the words that go with what she's saying, they are right. Of course they are. And when we use the x-rays and overlaying and time-lapse shots and all of those things, they are anatomically correct because we are using x-rays. So anybody can draw anything to make it fit their narrative. So all I'm saying is just open your eyes. Does it fit that narrative? Does it fit that narrative? Is it anatomically correct? It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's an interesting one. People, I should have been a psychologist. If we could get human psychology to actually see what's right in front of them and see what we're seeing. And I suppose for the naysayers that are rude yes, unprofessional, so to speak, they don't see what you see in the Phoenix Way page because they don't have access. So they only have access to these YouTube lives and so on. They don't get to see all of the success cases. They don't see all of that because they have no access to it. Anyway, let's move on. But thanks for that, Jeanette. Sarah Lou, another one of our students. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everyone. Ages since I caught a live. Hope you're all doing well. Yes, we're doing fine. Thank you very much. Hope you are too. I know you've been out busy helping horses all over Tyree, which is awesome. Jeanette saying hi, Sarah. Pia saying hi, Sarah. Everybody saying hi to Sarah. Everyone remember to like this live. Oh yes, so do what you need to do. So it's click the like button and subscribe. Is that what I say? I just get on the telly. Never used to like doing that. Oh, it's Georgie Williams. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Jeanette's put a thumbs up. Oh, it's Charlie Brown. Hi, Charlie. How are the boys? Hi, Laurie. Nice to see you here. Hi, Kay. Foxy. Oh, caught it. Well, what, me on the telly? That's yeah. I'm not sure that that's a good thing. Jeanette, thumbs up again. Mika, hello from Germany. Hiya. Here's Anne. Hello. I don't know if I've... Are you new here, Anne? I don't recognize your name. Oh, this is another Anne Shopper. Hi, really enjoyed the workshop in Linwood, Ontario. Hi, Anne. I've heard all about it. I had about a 15-minute conversation with Lindsay. Was it yesterday or earlier today? It's all mushed into one. And yes, she said it was a great workshop. There's Megan. Good evening, Gary and everyone. Good to see you. There's Melanie Rosenbauer. Hi to you too. Oh, Foxy, finished the 15 and about to start the 10-day and later zoo pharmacognosy after you put the idea in my head, Gary. I have to say, I do love zoo pharmacognosy. I've got a bit of skill fade with that now. I can't remember all of the constituents and what they're good for. I'd have to look all that back up, but I do love it. I do love it. One day when I've got some downtime, it's on my list to go and spend some time with Caroline Ingraham and catch up and refresh, so to speak. That's on my list. It's on my list. It'll probably be when I'm about 80. Hopefully Caroline and I are still around by then. Hi, Moira. I love these marigold hands. I love them. They're awesome. Second largest country in the world after Russia. I heard that. That was part of the discussion with Lindsay and Georgia and Asher. They were saying, "Oh my God, it's just massive. Canada is massive." Oh, hi Bonnie. We've got so many pros on the call tonight. Driving to Calgary as we speak. Now, how long does that take you, Bonnie? Because I'm sure you're in the US, aren't you? So that's actually going to be quite a long way, I reckon. But I have to say, my caveat here, my geography is absolutely crap. Ellen, hi, how are you? Rona, I always fed my dog raw meat and some herbs and grated vegetables. Yeah, there's. I've always done the same. In France, we're quite lucky because they're not allowed to chuck anything out meat-wise. So we end up getting these little packs of mixed meat of offcuts, and it's of a reasonable price too. So my dogs get that. So we're very lucky. And mine don't get as much juiced up vegetables as they used to. And there's some research now that particularly if you've got allergies or your dog's got allergies, particularly skin and ear and any other health issues in particular, using meat and fat content more from what do they call it when they've got animals have got more than one stomach? You've forgotten the name. Rachel, are you there? No, Rachel can't. I am here, but I can't remember. Oh, Rachel can't remember either. It'll come back to me. You know, like cows and sheep and all of that, they've got multiple stomachs. Apparently, because of the way that the food goes, the vegetable matter that goes through the body, it's much more pure than if you were to use something like pork and chicken and turkey and stuff like that. And lots of people are having really good results with that as well. I have to say, I'm not fully down that route yet, but I thought it was really interesting. So things are always progressing, and people are seeing benefits to that. So maybe something to look at. Anyway, I digress. I was at the Slippery Rock PA training. Hi, Laurie. It was amazing to meet everyone in person and then the community that gets created from that experience. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Because we end up having at Slippery Rock, I think it was 22 people. And all of those people and any of the pros that are attending all gets into a WhatsApp group. And I have to say, in the US, that was actually quite problematic. We didn't realize that a lot of people in the US have never heard of WhatsApp before, which was a what? So that was a bit of an eye-opener, but that's fine because you know what it is now, and everybody is having a really good chat in these WhatsApp groups that we create for each workshop. So we keep them open forever. So all of those people that met and supported each other, that goes on forever. And you can imagine how many groups there are. The chat does dwindle off, obviously, but if somebody's got a problem or they want to share a success or anything like that, some from years ago. They pop back up and everybody gets involved again, which is great. And of course, we have the Phoenix Way Facebook page too. So yes, it was great to meet you, Laurie. Oh, hi, Leah. No, it must be very early morning for you, Leah, too. Leah is in New Zealand. I did send you a puppy pic. Yes, you did. Hiding behind hooves. Yes, I will message you about the dog diet too. Thanks, no problem. Well, I may have even just given you a little bit more information there already. Vanaru, I hope I've spelt that. I've pronounced that right. Hello and welcome. Love to see more videos removing compaction. Yes, that may happen. It may not. We'll see. We'll see. The winged pig is really funny, but it's true, isn't it? We can actually draw anything. We can tell any. We can make it fit whatever we're saying. So all I'm saying is when that information is put across, you've got to have a bit of a critical mind to think, well, does that actually work in real life? And also, the person that's giving this information, how many horses have they successfully rehabbed? It really should be about successes, shouldn't it? It really should. Like the 3 hoof capsule, exactly the same with various rotations. Yes, because the hoof capsule is what distorts because of either neglect or inappropriate hoof care or wrong hoof care. So really, that's it. And is it easy to rectify? The concept is relatively easy, but in practice, you need guidance. That's what needs to happen, because you can go too far, and that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to see that. So it's better to actually ask for help. Hi, Nicole. Hey there. Friend, I'm new to the group. Question I have is, do we ever have to worry about the pressure on the frog that is shared with the height of the heels? It depends. The frog is very important at the back of the foot, and the frog attaches itself right into the bottom of P3 along with the sole corium, and it also, as it comes towards the back, it's part of the digital cushion. So the digital cushion is probably one of the most specialist tissues. It's unique to the foot. It's fibrous. It's almost like cartilage, but it's not. It's fibro-fatty kind of material. It's fascinating. But for it to be working effectively, the hoof has to be properly aligned. So if the heels are way too high, or the back of the foot has been allowed to grow excessively and the front not so much, so out of balance, the back of the foot can become all squished up at the back, so contracted. And then the frog can get pinched, and also the frog wants to make contact with the ground, so it can actually try and overgrow into that gap that is narrowing. So the frog should be passive to the heels, but if the heels are too high, there will be too much frog material. So It really does depend. It really does depend. And in the domestic environment, there are so many variations to that when we see a hoof. Because let's face it, they're all in a domestic environment. They're all not moving enough. And as we have seen in umpteen times, then they're all not getting standard hoof care. So it's great that everybody wants to learn, or the people that are on this YouTube channel and the Phoenix Way Facebook page want to learn, which is absolutely awesome. It really does depend. So equally, when we're talking about this contraction at the back of the foot, this can happen with shoes, because the back of the foot is really where most of the movement happens. It's expansion and contraction. And when I say that, it's almost not visible because there's so much horn around the hoof. But it does happen. It does happen. And if you end up shutting down that mechanism, then the back of the foot can start to shut down and start to contract. Equally, if the heels are left too high, the same sort of thing can happen. It doesn't happen quite the same, because with shoes, you've still got that concussion force. So metal shoes, making contact with concrete or tarmac or stone, that brings another challenge. But yes, shoeing or heels that are excessively high can cause that contraction at the back of the foot, which then can cause thrush infections, because the frog, because everything is pushed in, it can't breathe as much as it wants to, and that thrush infection can then work its way into the digital cushion and leave scar tissue, all of those things. So really, it's all about getting your hoof care right and following Mother Nature. That is the optimum. And I was going to leave it till the end, but I wanted to talk about it now. It's sort of slotted in. The 15 and the 10-day challenges, they are basically a 3-day workshop in 25 days. So it's staggered learning experiences, and it's staggered for a reason, because we want you to soak up the information. The human brain can only take in so much. So we've designed it that way on purpose. Okay. Now, is it the same as going on an in-person 3-day workshop? Well, the information is very similar, but of course you get us and hands-on with cadaver feet as well. So that's the added bonus. Unfortunately, with the challenges, we can't be everywhere all of the time. So they're the in between, so to speak. You want to need knowledge. Those challenges are exactly what they're there for, but they are there, and you will get a lot of information out of them, both knowledge and practical hints, tips, and so on. And at the end of the 10-day challenge, we have a group call. It's usually on a Thursday evening for us, or a Saturday morning, where people that have completed the 15 and 10-day challenge come and have a group call with us, and we go through some more hints and tips with practical elements of trimming that you might be having a struggle with. So that's almost setting a benchmark, isn't it? But these challenges, they're there to set you up, to keep you and your horse on the straight and narrow. The challenges aren't there to fix your problems, because that's where pros come in. That's where a 2-year training program comes in, or that's where you need to ask for extra help. So the challenges, as great as they are, They can't fix everything, but they are a stepping stone for you maybe having a consultation with Lindsay or myself or one of our pros. So we can then help you more individually with your individual hoof problems, and we can be more specific with you. It's not a general thing. So the challenges are there to keep you on the straight and narrow and to give you the knowledge to be able to keep that going. It's not there to fix the problem. But if you've got a problem, you've really got to do the challenges, because otherwise, when you get on a consultation, we'll end up going through loads of stuff that were on the challenges, and you want help with your horses right there, right now. So it's almost, it's layered learning. It's layered learning. It really is. So yes, I'll shut up about the challenges now. Thanks for that, Nicole. That I don't know how I got there, but I did. Calpocavo. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry. Hi all, Tallulah here. Oh, hi Tallulah. Why did I not just read that first? It's Charlie Brown. They're doing good, continuing to trim the compaction. I think we're doing good on it. Great job. That's great to hear. And I love seeing the little videos. He seems to be walking much more comfortably. And yes, I'm assuming that the new tools have turned up and you're cooking on gas, as we would say. Well done. Jeanette, welcome, Nicole. Nicole Bauer, thank you so much. Now we've got Foxy. I lost the chat feed, but can still hear you. It was Rachel who put me on to Caroline Ingraham. Of course, is as you know, can't wait. Oh, was that my Rachel? She's a good egg, isn't she? Did you hear that? She shouted yes in the background. Now, if I was to say to her, come and say hello to everyone, she would disappear out the front door, quick as lightning. Oh, she's going to come in now.
Hi, everyone. Bye, everyone.
I wouldn't be able to do what I do without her. Do you know that? Anyway. Jeanette, ruminants. Thank you. Rachel, we couldn't remember that word. It's exactly that, Jeanette. Apparently, if you've got dogs that have major skin issues and you want and you don't want weight-bearing bones as much, you want the non-weight-bearing bones, raw meat, fat, yes, and that can really help, apparently. Yes. Oh, Lauren says, Rumen, yes, you're absolutely right. You're all so awesome, and it's just taken me probably half an hour to get to these comments. So thank you for that. I will do my best not to forget. So Moira ate Shetland sheepdogs. I have something 8 Shetland sheepdogs. Excellent. I like Shetland sheepdogs. They're the ones that are like mini lassie dogs, aren't they? What are the lassie dogs called? Rough collies. Hi, Viv. Good morning. It's a bit of a reunion going on here. We've got so many pros that are joining us this evening. Well, this evening for me. So good to be here. Lovely to see you. Oh, and here's another one. Hi, Lynn. Lynn was kind enough to allow us to use her place for our first US training camp and our Maryland workshop. Thank you, Lynn. Lovely to see you. I think I've got a call with you. Is it next week or the week after? So it'd be nice to catch up. Melanie, thank you. Ruminant eaters, that's right. Would you mind talking a little bit about selenium in horses? Yes, selenium is You can have selenium deficiency. However, you can only prove that with a targeted blood test. So lots and lots and lots of people talk about, well, we're lacking in selenium here, blah, 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 blah. And then you have to supplement with it. Now, without a targeted blood test, I would question whether it was true. And equally, what I find is a little bit suspect, unsafe. The therapeutic level of selenium for a horse, or for any of us, for that matter, if you overdose, the therapeutic dose or the therapeutic requirement for the body is quite small. So you can quite easily overdo it. And then that can be even more detrimental than not having enough. So one, it has to be done with a blood test. Without that, it's guessing. Thereafter, I would say that I would want to do some more research, because you can have different types of selenium if it was required for the body. And I've known people that have had blood tests and the selenium has been slightly deficient. They have supplemented and the levels haven't changed. So I think you have to go in this with a very open mind, and you have to deal with it very scientifically with tests. And that goes for any deficiency, not just selenium. If you see symptoms, then investigate. A lot of synthetic vitamins, minerals, all of those things, I'm not sure that they get absorbed by the body properly. And also, is there something else going on in the body that is stopping that animal absorbing the selenium that it needs? It may not be the selenium at all. It could be something else, which is a precursor to that. The body is not that simple. And we've got into the habit of, we maybe see a problem and we've got to fix that individual problem than looking at the bigger picture. Equally, if you thought that there was a selenium deficiency and it was proven with a blood test, I would be looking at finding plants and forage that have a certain level of selenium and offering the whole plant. Because I, as a zoopharmacognosist, which we talked about earlier, I know I self-proclaimed that I've got a bit of skill fade, so to speak. But it would make sense to me that if an animal needs something extra, it doesn't process it and take out just that bit. It might need other parts of the plant to process that within the body. So yeah, that would be my stand on that. That would be my stand on that. But there's so much that we don't know. There's so much that we don't know. But it's definitely not about, oh, I think my horse is selenium deficient, I've got to supplement it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, because it could be completely detrimental the other way. And also, how many other supplements are you giving? I'm not saying that you are, but if you are, what is that going to have an effect on everything else that you're putting into the body? We just don't know. It's about having the horses as naturally as possible, hedgerow browsing, maybe some herbs, and the all-important mixed meadow hay. That's the main thing. Okay, I was talking about the drawings of the hoof capsule, where they rotated and all three pictures were exactly the same. Yep. It's interesting, isn't it, that when you see it and you can't unsee it, it makes so much sense. And of course, when we put those pictures up, they are of actual horses' hooves. They're not drawings. They're not our interpretations of. They're actual real feet. Real feet. Got the chat back. I can't wait to do the 3-day workshop because I really want some hands-on with guidance. And that's where the 3-day workshop comes into its own. Now, we've got one more planned in the UK for this year, which is just outside Frome. So it's on the Wiltshire-Somerset border. It's not too far away from Bristol Airport. So if you can get there, there's still a few places, and that's mid-September. I think it's the weekend of the 19th to the 21st, if I remember correctly. So that's the last one of the UK for the year. And there may be one more in October, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. That might be in the US. Anyway, more on that when we know. Hi, Gian. Hi, I'm caught between my farrier and my vet. Background. Farrier came out and trimmed my horse. He rasped it and rebranded it literally. The next day, my horse's right fore and right hind legs were... I can't see what else you said. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. I think I've got the end of it. His right fore and right hind were swollen. Vet says he's not lame, so not to poultice or sweat them. So what did he say the problem was then? Okay, so the vet did put him on anti-inflammatory meds. Okay, so that's fine, but that's probably a bit of guesswork. Okay, Gian. Well, probably what the best thing is to do is get into the Phoenix Way and post some pictures, because without that, I'm stuck. It could be that your horse is just not moving enough and the legs have started to fill. And they're not moving enough, potentially because the hoof care is being incorrect and they're sore. But you said that they said that your vet said that he wasn't lame. So I'm a little bit perplexed. So could it be that it's to do with hoof care? Without seeing the images, I can't tell you. I'm sorry. He's not lame, and so not to poultice or sweat them. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Gian. We need more. We need more. Sorry about that. Jeanette, the challenges are brilliant. So much info. I keep going back. Oh, that's really helpful for you to mention, Jeanette. Yes, the challenges, the 15 and the 10-day, because they are online lessons, so to speak. You can go back and watch them over and over again. So that is a plus for the challenges, because when you're on a 3-day workshop, you're there in person, but of course it's not recorded. So you've got to remember everything. So one backs up the other, so to speak. Yeah. So thanks, Jeanette. And equally, as and when we update the challenges, that means that you get those new lessons. You've already forked out your hard-earned money to have this information as we update stuff, and that goes for in the school as well, and our students as we update stuff and find even better ways to teach. Those lessons are constantly being improved on. That's that's available to you. Yeah, so that's another plus for the challenges. Yes, you reread, particularly when you have a hoof issue. I'm picking through comments now. I go back to 15 and day 10, day 2. It's really interesting, isn't it? Because you miss bits or you slightly forget. How many other courses can you do that on, where you think, oh my God, we've been given so much information on so many topics, and you just want to clarify something. You couldn't do that if you went to university, because you have to go to a lecture, you have to take notes, and you have to remember. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? The online learning has certainly got its pluses, for sure. So Charlie Brown, yes, I have the new tool, and they are so nice to work with. Oh, good. I'm glad you're finding them useful. Sorry, tongue twister. Oh, it's Foxy. Oh, nice to see Rachel. Rachel, you've got a fan. She's giggling. She's in the kitchen with the dogs. Behind every good man is a great woman. Hi, Rachel. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm surrounded by them, aren't I? Can't get away from them. Hi, Angie. Good to see you. Oh, that's interesting. Selenium not being in your hay in Oregon. But have you got a problem with your horse because of lack of selenium? Don't forget, the gut in the body is very good at creating everything that it needs. So is the gut of the horse, and this is not something that I'm going to be able to answer for you. If you haven't got a problem, why are we looking at it? So have you had a blood test and had it confirmed that selenium is lacking in your horse's body? Is your horse, he or she, showing symptoms of lack of selenium? Because if that's not the case, then they're getting it through other means, and that could be through that all-important gut microbiome that is massively clever. And there is more known about the ocean floor than there is about our guts. And that's even human gut right now, the microbiome. And if we don't know about humans, we certainly don't know enough about it about horses. So again, it's about peeling off those layers. And if you've been having blood tests and there is a lack of, and your horse is showing symptoms, then yes, obviously we need to look into it, of course. But if we're not, it's effectively fear marketing. It really is. Don't get drawn down stuff because it's just somebody's opinion. That opinion may be founded, but you've got to prove it first. Sorry, keep hitting send by accident in the middle of my comments. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry, Jeanette. You're so quick, Jeanette, quick as lightning. Ulrika, selenium being an antioxidant, most of the time selenium is low because the oxidative stress. Supplementing is not always necessary when you find the cause of the stress and treat the cause. And that's really interesting as well, because stress is a big influence on the body. Now, if we didn't have certain stresses in our lives, and the same for animals too, well, we wouldn't get up in the morning, would we? We wouldn't function. So there has to be a certain amount of stress. But stress can have an effect on the whole body, and the hormone system is one of them. So if we haven't got horses that are kept happy and healthy as possible, then is it any wonder that we have those stresses going down the line and having potential issues with our horses, with ourselves even? Yeah, so thanks for that, Ulrika. That makes perfect sense. We've got to be healthier, but not only physically, mentally, emotionally, all of those things. Sleep properly, have people around us. Horses are the same as us. They need other horses. All of those things. Not stuck in a box for in excess of 12 hours a day. All of those things are stresses that can then have an effect on the body. Horses aren't meant to be stuck indoors, are they? Oh, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Lovely to see you. Jeanette, yeah, I'm coming to frame. Yes, you are. You're flying in. Look at you, you jet setter. Oh, I'm assuming you're flying in, unless you're getting on the Channel Tunnel, Eurostar or whatever. Oh, the vet said it was the trim. Okay, so Gian, then, if you're not in the Phoenix Way Path to Hoof Health group already, get in there. You've got a few questions to answer and agree to the group rules. And then you can stick up a post of some good, clear images of the feet, and then we can help you. You might need to be able to do a little bit of trimming yourself or be prepared to learn. But let's have a look first. There's a lot of great support there. Our admin team will be more than happy to help you. And the Phoenix Warriors, Hoof Heroes, all of them that are in there are just all too willing to help. Me too. The farrier said it wasn't the trim. So the vet says one thing, the farrier says another. It's a situation that is all too common. And the only thing that I can say is common for both is that in the majority of cases, because I'm not tarring everybody with the same brush, but I can say safely that probably 99.5% of both vets and farriers know nothing about the natural hoof. There are others that are coming along now, and I have to say, I have to have a shout out. There was two vets in France, and I was talking to one of our students, and they actually looked at X-rays where the student had helped these horses. Both of them weren't bothered about the long toe growing out because of the massive distortion that there was there before. And two, they recognized that P3 was in a really good position. And oh my goodness, isn't that absolutely and totally refreshing? As opposed to us going out and vet and farrier bashing. We're not vet and farrier bashing because that's not what we do. All we're doing is highlighting the lack of knowledge. That's what we're doing, because when people go to them, they need the right advice. Otherwise, we end up having all of these high-heeled, chopped-off toes, which we see so much. It's so normal to see that in the domestic world. Is it any wonder that the majority of the vets and farriers see that as normal? It's a hard slog to go against the grain. It would be so much easier to go with the outdated science, all of those papers that they haven't been able to prove what's on those papers. It would be so easy to go down that route. But if that doesn't get the results, should we just shut up? No, that's not right, is it? Anyway, so let's get on, because I've been wittering on for, oh my goodness, it's 55 minutes. This has gone ever so quick. You've been helping me with I did have some other things to talk about. I might have to save that for next week. So where do you need to post pictures? So Gian, if you go onto Facebook and find, it's a page called The Phoenix Way, Path to Hoof Health. And you get in there and then you can post in there. And in the featured section at the top, there is a guide on how to take brilliant photos so we can give you as much help and advice as we can. Okay. But if you get stuck, then just, or even find me on Facebook. It's Garry Hinton. Okay. I'm going to try and get to Froome too. Oh, fantastic. That's superb. The farriers will always say it wasn't the trim. Yes. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say yes. And was it the farrier? I don't know, because I haven't seen the images yet. But 99.5% sure that it probably was, because they're not following Mother Nature's constants. So Karen, yes, if you made the challenges, the workshops go deeper, and you can all your private hoof problems that you will discuss. It's amazing. Thank you very much, Karen. That's lovely. That's brilliant. Dakota, thank you. You're very welcome. Oh, you're going from Ferry, from Dieppe to New Haven. Ah, right. Okay. So yeah, that's good. I've done the Dieppe to New Haven once. I normally do Caen to Portsmouth. New Haven to where I usually stay with my mother in Salisbury. That's probably about 2.5 hours. So from New Haven to where the venue is, you've probably got about just over 3-hour journey, something like that, if I remember correctly. But I can't remember where you are in France. So you've got a little bit of a journey, but that's all good. Look forward to seeing you, Jeanette. Oh, good. Look forward to seeing you in there, Gian. Garry speaks the truth about the 99.5%. Yes, but I have to say that we've got 2 lovely vets that are on our 2-year training program, and we had at our, no, which one was it? It was Slippery Rock workshop in America. We had 2 farriers, 1 lady and 1 gentleman, and I have to say, it was absolutely brilliant spending time with them. Absolutely brilliant. And they were very much on board and equally as frustrated as us. So that is so encouraging, I have to say. Not that I want them to be struggling, you understand, but after the 3 days, they really went through these cogs turning and thinking, oh my goodness, if I knew back then what I know now. But we could all say that, couldn't we? Georgie's coming to Froome as well. That's good. Oh, 1 hour to Dieppe. Yeah, so that's actually quite, yes, that's doable in a day, isn't it? Oh, Trent. Hello, talk of the devil. Lovely to see you. How you doing, mate? We are lucky to have a vet who understands and is open to our hoof care, which is fabulous, isn't it? And we're lucky too, because we have, we're lucky to have a vet that is seeing the results that works with us at Goresworth, the track livery. So that's awesome. At our New Moon event in September, we have a vet joining us as well. and he works with some local track liveries in that area. So that's really exciting too. Yeah, it's opening up. It really is opening up. And people are becoming not quite so afraid to come and see us and see what we've got to say and see what we've got to prove. Because it is about the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? Somebody can say all of the words in the world, but if you can't prove it and have the case studies and all of that information, and I have to say, without our pros and students, as well as us gathering all of this data, it's the biggest hoof care database in the world already. And once we've had it running for a year, there will be just so much information that we can draw from it. So much. So we can all continue to learn as we're going forward, which is immense. Okay, I think that I think I'm done. I was going to go through another couple of things, but I think I'll save them for next week. Thank you so much for all of you to join me. Lindsay's probably having a party with the girls, and it was one of their days off of very few, I have to add. So good on them. Good on them. So hopefully I'll see you next week, hopefully on Tuesday. But if for any reason it doesn't happen, it's just that I just can't find the words. Okay, knackered. Okay, but I will do my best. I'll do my best. Okay, so thank you ever so much for joining me, and see you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.